Today, I'm reviewing Tatsu, the massive Bolliger and Mabillard flying coaster at Six Flags Magic Mountain. And this is a notable roller coaster for several reasons. For one, this was the last B&M that Six Flags built during their spend like a drunken sailor phase. 2006 was the year that Six Flags opened the two Goliath mega coasters and the largest flying coaster that had been built to date in Tatsu. Second, this thing is colossal. Before this, the only B&M flyers that had been built were Galactica, the ground-hugging flyer at Alton Towers, and the three Superman Ultimate Flight clones. Tatsu is taller than Superman and Galactica combined. It stands a whopping 170 feet tall, and it feels way taller since it's perched atop the park's mountain. Quite simply, Tatsu is one of the most imposing coasters out there. Tatsu is one of those flyers with a dual loading platform, and Magic Mountain is usually pretty good about using both sides if you visit on a busy day. On a light day, it'll only be using one side and likely with one train. But these two configurations make it so that you're never stranded on the brake run in that uncomfortable flying position, which the other flyers have that issue sometimes. In terms of seat selection, I do prefer the front for the uninhibited view, but in terms of forces, Tatsu feels pretty similar to me wherever you sit. And that view is best showcased when you crest the first drop. I swear you have to be at least 200 plus feet above the ground at this point. And then you dive towards the ground. This twisting drop is quite whippy, much more so than the Superman clones. You then gracefully flip through back-to-back supersized zero-G rolls. These elements are quite floaty, but what stands out most to me is the visuals. Six Flags Magic Mountain has one of the most impressive skylines of any park, and there's something magical seeing it from such a high vantage point while you're upside down. You then go through an overbank after this, and you get some awesome views there as well. That's followed by this snappy little turn. Every element on Tatsu is gargantuan in size, except this one. You are really whipped through this element, and you change direction so quickly you can barely comprehend it. And then you come face to face with arguably the most intense inversion in the world, Tatsu's pretzel loop. B&M introduced the pretzel loop on the Superman clones, and enthusiasts praised it for its forcefulness. But people still complained B&Ms were forceless at the turn of the millennium. So I firmly believe Tatsu's pretzel loop was designed to silence B&M's critics. This inversion is absolutely demonic. The pretzel loops on Superman already feel like an endurance test, but the one on Tatsu is twice as tall, and the sustained G-forces on the pullout are through the roof. It simultaneously feels like I'm having my pants ripped off and a second away from my brain exploding. Some may find this aversion to be a bit too much, and it does genuinely scare me every time I ride Tatsu and stare this thing down, but I simply love its brute strength and raw intensity. Without pause, you then fly through a barrel roll, and this one is pretty snappy. It feels similar to the zero-G rolls on the B&M inverts. You then coast around another turn, again getting some amazing visuals, you're still high off the ground, before jumping into the brake run. And then it probably still takes me another minute to recollect myself from that ridiculous pretzel loop that had happened. Without a doubt, Tatsu is one of the best B&M flyers. The B&M flyers crush the Vekoma and Zamperla ones in terms of comfort. And then compared to the B&M flyers, it's a toss-up if I prefer Tatsu or Manta in the United States. As for my overall favorite flyer, that honor goes to Flying Dinosaur and it isn't even close. But that's more a testament to how wild Flying Dinosaur is, rather than a shortcoming with Tatsu. So what do I rate Tatsu? I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Tatsu has a stunning setting and it mixes in a great arsenal of inversions. You have those floaty flips combined with that absolutely insane pretzel loop. And I have one last tip for you riding Tatsu. Try to ride this at night during holiday in the park. The views of the Christmas lights as you soar through the air is absolutely breathtaking. So those are my thoughts on Tatsu. Do you agree it's one of the best flying coasters? I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Thanks for listening and stay tuned for more coaster reviews here at Canopy Coaster.